Hey, welcome back guys. Before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the overwhelming support on my last video. Like I have never seen numbers like that before and it really made me super happy. But thanks to that, we're now popping a cold one. Cheers guys. Alright. But now the bigger question, was it actually worth it? And that is what we're gonna be looking at today, so let's get into the meat and potatoes here. I mean, first thing first, what is she actually like when you play her? Pretty much Yvonne is basically a burst damage carry, but built around timing, right? The idea is pretty simple. You use stack, cryo, or nature effects on enemies. Turn that into solidification, then dump everything into her ultimate. And when that window is set up correctly, her damage is very big. And you know, that part isn't just my own opinion, guides as well point out that most of her power is concentrated in that burst window, basically when enemies are controlled or frozen in place. When everything like lines up correctly, she hits noticeably harder than most general DPS setups. But here's the thing though, and this is probably the most important, and that's that she doesn't create those big moments by herself. And what I mean by that is that the biggest thing I learned after pulling her is that she really wants teammates. And I'm not just talking about any teammates, right? You actually need to put synergy with her, because she doesn't constantly apply the effects she needs alone, so her damage depends a lot on who you run with her. That's why characters that apply cryo or nature consistently make like a really big difference with her. This is also why people pair her with supports like Gilberta, which I do and I love it. It's so good. Without Gilberta, I don't think Yvonne would have been this fun to play, because you know you can group enemies, applying debuffs, and setting up that burst window that makes her feel like a completely different character. Now, without that setup, she still works, but she doesn't feel like that insane carry you see in showcases sometimes. Some of the characters that you want apart from Gilberta is Saihi, Alish, Fluorite. You could also throw Snowshine in there, Estella, and Lestrite. These characters will really help you apply that cryo and nature that you need. So if you're expecting like a press button, alright, everything dies, that's not really what you're getting with Yvonne, because that's not really her playstyle. Now, if you're asking me why she is worth it though, her damage healing is very high. Once you understand when to use her skills and when to drop the ultimate, she becomes very consistent at, you know, taking out priority targets. You know, she's not really an AoE character, she's more a single target character, right? Boss fight especially feel great because she does a lot of damage in controlled damage windows. Another thing I like about her is that her build is very straightforward. Like, she scales exactly how you expect a burst DPS to scale. And what I mean by that is that you want intellect, crit stats, and cryo damage. Like, nothing weird, very simple, just straightforward there. So, even though I'm broke now, I can slowly improve her with normal progression, and she still feels like a long-term investment, right? Now that sounds nice and all right, but the downside of Yvonne is that, like I was saying earlier, she's not effortless. She needs a setup, she needs timing all the time, and she needs a team that can support her all the time. Basically, that means that she's not just a plug and play, right? So, in my opinion, if you enjoyed structured rotations and synergy, she feels very rewarding and also someone I would recommend that you get. But if you prefer more flexible characters that work anywhere, I wouldn't necessarily say Yvonne is the correct character for you, and I would recommend saving those pulls that you have for 1.1 because there's a lot of interesting characters coming there. So she's powerful, but she expects you to play around her all the time. So was it worth pulling her? For me, yes. But that's not because she's broken. She's not broken. Like, there's better DPS characters. That's for sure. And easier to set up. And it's not, like I said, because she's easy. I think it was worth it because she works. She feels impactful and she's reliable in endgame situation. I also really like her design. And, you know, the two bazookas I also really like. But if you like burst damage and reaction-based teams, she's a strong investment. If you want like more low effort power without planning, yep, she's not worth it, skip it. And that's honestly the most simple way I can put it for you. So yeah, I sacrificed my future pulls for her. I will have to save now for a while, probably through 1.1. If there's anyone that catch my eye, I will try to get them, but who knows what happens, right? But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I didn't really dive into any like deep stats or anything in this video. It's just to give you an idea of who she is, what she does, and if she is someone that you should be pulling for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.